for continued collaboration with our national Indigenous organizations. I thought that we were able to present everyone around the table with a really good example here in Prince Edward Island, the way that our province and our First Nations work together collaboratively for the benefit of their communities and our province as a whole. Our chiefs offered excellent examples of how we achieve that, and I want to thank the chiefs for their leadership and their collaboration. Their friendship has been instrumental in moving forward their communities and this province. So again, it was an excellent conversation, and I'm going to turn the mic over to the chiefs for their comments, and then maybe we'll take some questions.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Premier Lance, for having me here today. Today marked a very significant day for Lennox Island First Nation. To come to the capital to meet with the premiers was an honor. Today is it is a true staple of reconciliation to be involved, and I know that we're going to work together collaboratively. I think this is great. Thank you very much.
My name is Chief Junior Gould of the Abbotsford First Nation, and I would just also like to reiterate what was said previously. It's a proud moment for First Nations to be involved and engaged in this level of collaboration. We're in a time in which Canada is looking towards moving forward in a good way, and you have to include your founding peoples in Charlottetown, where the foundation of Canada began. I'd just like to thank the Premier for including us in this process, and we're engaged in good conversations, which I believe will set precedents. As in other cases in PEI, we've shown that the Premier of the province can work with the First Nation community to advance both the province and the First Nations' interest in a collaborative way. The leadership within the province of PEI and both First Nations is an example of how First Nations can work together with the province to make Canada a better place to live, a better place for our children, and a better place as a society. We're faced with problems across the board nationally and globally, and I think that showing leadership for your founding peoples, like the First Nation peoples, is a good example of a due diligence in governance, and I appreciate the Premier of the province inviting us here, and all of the Premier's participation and acknowledgement of First Nation needs are important and should be at the table. So I'd like to thank all the Premiers who are upstairs and who include us in this process. Walali, on behalf of the Abbotsford First Nation, thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Premier Lance, Chief Gould, Chief Bernard. We now have time for just a couple of quick media questions. We're permitted one question each, so anyone with questions can step forward to the microphones on the right and left of the room.
Hi, Nikki with Political here. Was there any talk at the table regarding the Alberta separatism movement, and was that discussed at all?
It was not, no.
Was there, from an Indigenous perspective, are there any concerns regarding this new tariff threat from Donald Trump, or what would you like to see out of the federal government in terms of negotiating with the U.S. and ensuring that Indigenous voices are also at the table?
Yeah, I think that the First Nation perspective, and shared by our National Chief, Cindy, was that the First Nation support the Canadian government nationally and represent us in that format.
So far with the tariff situation, PEI has emerged relatively unscathed comparatively. I just wonder if you think that with the announced new tariffs that this will be any different in 29 days.
Well, it could be. It could very well be. And of course, the dairy sector is targeted here in these new tariffs, and that would certainly affect Prince Edward Island. But look, as I said this morning, it's very early. We're still analyzing what the actual impact of these tariffs are. We know that they're not taking effect immediately. We have time as Minister LeBlanc told me last night, to hammer out a deal. What that looks like, I'm not sure. But at this point, I can't imagine that we would just simply capitulate under this threat, and you know, where would we be at that point? You know, these are tariffs in response to counter tariffs that were implemented in response to the original tariffs that were. So we're down a long road here. We'll have a conversation with the Prime Minister and our federal government here over the coming days about what the strategy is going forward. But what's important is that we show strength, unity, and resolve going forward here, and that we've got a national strategy to use our leverage to get through this dispute with the United States.
Frédéric Camarano from Radio-Canada. I'm wondering, you're talking about a strategy about these tariffs. In what ways can First Nations participate? Can they help the economy as well?
What way can we? We do. First Nations help the economy all across, and it was reiterated again with all the provincial leadership here today. First Nations are a productive part of this society in Canada, and we contribute to the economy of Canada. Our mandate is unity through our National Chief's Office, and I'm proud to represent that. And I think that the support that the federal government needs is the reiteration that the First Nations people will stand behind the decisions, because they will affect each and every one of us as Canadians and each and every one of us as First Nations.
Thank you.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
Just wondering for Premier Lance, what kind of conversation was had around the table when it comes to reducing interprovincial trade barriers for buying Canadian booze?
Here at this meeting this afternoon, we didn't touch on interprovincial trade. That will certainly be a discussion tomorrow with with the premiers at our Council of the Federation meeting. So you can ask me that tomorrow, and I'll have a more fulsome answer for you. Yeah.
Thank you, Premier Lance, Chief Gould, Chief Bernard.
Thanks very much.
I'd now like to welcome the President Victoria.
You've been listening to the Premier of Prince Edward Island, who is the head of the Council of the Federation, hosting the Premier's meeting in Charlottetown, and some First Nations leaders. They also met with some First Nations leaders today. He said that when it comes to the tariffs that we know that are being threatened by the U.S., this 50% tariff across a wide range of products. He said it's very early. We are analyzing the impact. They aren't taking effect immediately. They take effect in about a month. I can't